Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I'll be sharing with you a fun technique. We'll show you how you can stretch your supplies, and in this case your stamps, to turn them into something different than they are intended. I'm using the stamp set from Memory Box. I got a bunch of these tiny sets from them and I really like them. I am using them pretty often lately. So I'm gonna be making two cards. I'm gonna be starting off with this white one. Just folded some Neenah Solar White cardstock. I'm gonna be mounting this Christmas tree, and this is actually called Botanical Christmas Tree. I'm gonna be quickly inking this up with my VersaFine Onyx Black. I'll be doing some very basic watercoloring. Even though this is not watercolor cardstock, I won't be adding too much water, so it's not gonna warp. I'll also put this foam mat underneath to be sure that I'm gonna get a perfect impression. And I'm gonna stamp this at the center. I think this is a beautiful Christmas tree stamp, and it would look great with embossing powders or simply for coloring. And I'm gonna be stamping this 2 more times, and I'll show you how you can transform this tree and create like a pattern. So this time I'm gonna flip my tree upside down and align the edges of the design, making sure that they're not overlapping. I'm just gonna press. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side, and we'll fill in all this area. So here is my pattern. I love this idea. I was playing with this stamp the other night, and I actually filled an entire card front. You can stamp this and make it a background. I'm gonna put this to the side, and I'm gonna try to make the same thing, but this time using some clear ink, and try to fill in the whole area. I'm gonna be using some silver embossing powder to cover this in. Okay, and just look at the gorgeous pattern that I have using one stamp only. I'm gonna put this to the side, and I will quickly color this in. I will be using my Mission watercolors, and as I said, we'll add just a tiny bit of water because this paper is not watercolor. And I'm gonna be speeding this up, and we'll see once everything is colored. So now my coloring is done. I did not went for a perfect coloring. I have a lot of going out of the stamped lines, but I really like how it looks like this. I'm gonna be using this set of dies from Simon Says. This is called Village, and I'm gonna be cutting some of these houses and trees from some white cardstock. These dies don't cut all the way to the bottom. As you can see here, they don't have the cutting edge. These will stay onto your paper, but you can use your scissors and trim them out. And here is how these dies cut. As you can see, the pieces are attached onto your paper. You can create some very beautiful scenes with these dies. So I'm gonna be trimming them out. And I'm gonna be using just 2 of the houses and 2 of the trees. Now for my sentiment, I'm gonna be using the Be Merry W+9 stamp set, and I'm gonna be stamping and embossing the Be Merry. And for trimming this off, I will be using the Little Bee die set that I've used in one of my previous videos, and I'm gonna be cutting my sentiment with this banner. And this die also makes the folding lines, so I'm just gonna fold backwards. I'm gonna be adhering this down with a bit of adhesive tape, and I will add some tiny strips only to the flaps so I can tuck under my houses. And I'm gonna adhere these pieces with a bit of multimedia matte. I need this liquid glue so I can wiggle a bit my die cuts, and I'm gonna place these following the line of the banner, so a bit at an angle. I think I want to add some details, so I'll be using my white gel pen and add some dots here and there just to give that impression of falling snow. And for a bit of sparkle, I will be adding this stardust stickles on top of my houses. And that finishes this first card. Now for my second card, I will keep everything very simple, and I'm just gonna stamp a sentiment, and I have picked this Altenew set. This is called Birchland, and I will be stamping the peace, prayers and blessings, and I'll be doing some embossing. This stamp has a very small font, and I need to use a fine embossing powder. And I'm using the Simon Says Ultra Fine Embossing Powder. Okay, I'm just gonna use my bone folder and press closed my card, as it kind of bent a bit with that heat from the embossing gun. I'm gonna be adding a bit of sparkle, and I'm using this shimmer spritz in the sparkle version. if you have this, make sure that you shake it well, and also check the bottom, because sometimes that shimmer, it stays on the bottom. So make sure that you mix it well. I think I'm gonna be using this and try to refill my Wink of Stella once it's finished. I don't know if it will work. I also have the Frost version, and the difference between these is that the Frost one adds like a patina of shimmer on top, and this one adds the sparkle. So I'm gonna give them both a try with my Wink of Stella. When I got these, they were available only in these sizes, or at least that's what I remember, because this year I saw these big bottles, and also they come with refills. If you want to give it a try with your Wink of Stella, let me know how that works. So I'm gonna give my card a couple of sprays. I'm just gonna use it first there, and not too many because this is not watercolor and I don't want this to warp too much. I'm trying to catch this because I really want you to see the sparkle, and there it is. See that sparkle? I really love this sparkle. Okay, I'm happy that I was able to show you that. I'm gonna be adding some white details onto these berries. Okay, and that finishes my cards for today. I hope you got inspired and try this technique if you have stems like this one. I thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be seeing you soon. Bye bye.